What's your favorite movie in the MCU? My favorite movie? Oh, God. Honestly, Infinity War is pretty sick. Endgame also is like really, really up there. But dude, the latest Spider-Man movie, that could honestly be the best Avengers movie that's been made. I feel like for a lot of people, like, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan and you've been a Spider-Man fan for a long time, I'm not going to give away any spoilers. But just for like how much time has passed and the whole progression of Spider-Man, I feel like there's something about the Spider-Man character that people feel more of a nostalgic pull to than other Marvel characters. You know what I mean? There's just something about Spider-Man, and then especially Tom Holland playing him. I feel like Tom Holland is the most perfect overall Spider-Man, in my opinion. Like, Tobey Maguire is a really, really close second for me, just because he started it, right? He was like the first one, so like in everybody's heads, he's like the perfect one. But there's something about Tom Holland, dude. He's really a great Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield's good too. He's just like, you know, I'd have to put him third just because of how great I think Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire is. But, and you know what's interesting? When I said that I watched Spider-Man No Way Home and I put it out on Twitter and I said how great I thought the movie was, I had a lot of replies, and I felt like I was seeing a lot of people on Twitter saying that Andrew Garfield was their favorite Spider-Man, which I was kind of confused by, because I felt like leading up to the release of that movie anyway, a lot of people were saying that Tom Holland was their favorite Spider-Man. I felt like that was the sort of overall, what most people said was that he was their favorite. Andrew Garfield is hot. Oh, well, there's no denying that. Andrew Garfield is a very, very handsome man. I would say, actually, I was about to say I think he's the most handsome of all the Spider-Men, but I think Tom Holland might have him beat. They're all very handsome, but I think if I had to rate them, I would think Tom Holland is the most handsome Spider-Man. I think that's what I'd say. But yeah, a lot of people seem to love Andrew Garfield. Do you like Tom Holland the best? Out of the three of them, I think Tom Holland is the best. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as the best Avengers movie goes, I don't know. There's so many great ones. And it's crazy how many there are too. Like, when you really stop and think about how many movies there are, like, not just Avengers movies, because there's, you know, a decent amount of those, but then there's movies for each individual character too, or for a lot of them, you know? And then there's like the TV shows, and there's so much for so many of these characters. Like, there's so many different like little storylines. It's amazing what Marvel has done with like the franchise, you know, all the Avengers. It's really, really cool. Like, they've done some pretty creative, really groundbreaking stuff. And just to show like how successful those movies are, I think the top 10 highest grossing movies or most successful movies of all time, I think like 6 of them or 7 of them are Avengers movies. Six of them, I think. Over half are Avengers movies. Don't quote me on that. I think it's at least half, though, of the highest grossing movies of all time, the most successful movies that have ever been released. I think Avengers is like a lot of them, which is crazy. All I'm saying is the new Spider-Man No Way Home movie, that might be my favorite Avengers movie of all time. Even though it's not really an Avengers movie technically, right? It's like an individual character movie, but I think like it holds its own in a really, really cool way, man.